Hello, I'm doing my Module 12 reflection. The first question we were supposed to answer is using the information provided from the provided resources, why is internet safety so important, and what is your role as an educator in teaching internet safety to your students? And specifically describe how you will teach internet safety in your future classroom. So I think teaching internet safety is so important because um, the internet is so prevalent in our day. Kids are on the internet literally all day long. So teaching them methods of um, like safe sites to go to, being able to look at the URLs and decide if it's a credible source, if it's a site that is going to help them, or if it's a site that they should stay away from. Also, just the doing the training just really opened my eyes just to the things that are kind of out there that we don't even realize. Like technology has increased so much and it's changed so differently even from when I was a kid. Like there's things that I don't even know how to use that kids are using that and that we don't understand. So just um, that's why it's important, and that's why it's important for us to know what is out there, so that we can teach the kids how to be safe with that, so that we don't have things like sexual solicitation or unwanted exposure. We don't have those things because the kids know how to avoid those things. Obviously, sometimes those things are out of our control and like we can't control that, but that is the importance of it because it teaches the kids how to function on the internet in a safe way that is beneficial for them and uses the internet as a tool rather than something that will harm them. How I'm going to do this, so I really like the training, so I think honestly I would go through that with my class and just have discussions about things that they may have seen or things that may have happened on the internet that they didn't want, or like just experiences they've had, and do it through discussion. Discussion is a really good way, and it opens up the floor just to dive deeper into the topic. So the second question is, what were your thoughts after exploring NetSmart website and completing the Teaching Digital Citizen training program? Do you feel the program is relevant and useful for all educators? So I liked the training. It was educational for me. There were things that it was teaching me that I didn't understand. I didn't really know happened, like especially like the sexual solicitation and unwanted exposure. Like I haven't experienced much of that, like growing up or even as an adult. Like I haven't seen a lot of that. So I just didn't realize how prevalent it was in our society. But it was just really educational, and it taught me ways I can help students, give them tools and resources so that they can be safe on the internet, and so that they understand like the consequences of like sexting, or the consequences of just their actions on what they put out there on the internet. That once they post something, it does not just go away if they delete it. Like the internet is a web, and it can just spread like none other. And that was one of the things that was most beneficial for me through going through that. And it just helped me open my eyes to see that the things that are out on the internet, just so that I can better equip kids to be safe on the internet. And then reflect on the main points described in the youth safety article by Farouk Sadwick and Villasenor, and describe what useful information you were able to take away from the article. So there were 5 main things that they hit on: cyberbullying, um, they hit on sexual solicitation and unwanted exposure. They hit on parents and community involvement, the role of privacy, and the intergenerational gaps. So I think that a couple big things for me that I got out of this was definitely, I knew cyberbullying existed. I knew it was out there. I knew it was a huge thing, and that literally anybody could be a cyberbully. That is not just the kids who pick on kids at school. That it can be the kids who are getting picked on. It can just be kids who are lashing out for no apparent reason. But the sexual solicitation and the unwanted exposure really kind of just opened my eyes just to the things that are out there, and it's just sad, just that we have to worry about this and that we have to think about this. Um, but it was just eye opening to me, and it causes me to want to be more cautious, because you never know what is going on a kid's computer, and you never know where they have gone on the computer. And I think that was honestly one of the probably my third main point, like of what I gathered. It's just our ignorance to what kids know about these programs, about the internet. Like the kids know so much more than we do, and it's crazy because our generation, my generation was at the beginning of all this, but generations before that they didn't have this stuff, and like all this stuff is brand new to them. So it's just us learning what the kids know and how they know it, and just being able to be more educated on what is really out there on the internet so that we can help equip kids to be safe. But yeah, that's my um, module reflection for module 12. Thank you for listening.